vehicle most certainly will be broken into by a bear. I can't believe a bear actually broke in. Nothing is going right. Oh my God. Girl, have you heard of a hairbrush? I'll be right back. All right, we're gonna work with that. Listen, this is not a beauty channel. Yeah, I'm kind of a dirtbag, but I'm trying to keep it hygienic around here. Anyway, I'm in Mammoth Lakes. This evening, what I'm doing is prepping for a backpacking trip that starts tomorrow, but I am super stressed about this. I'm very excited about the actual hiking, views, backpacking. That is going to be incredible. But I can tell you, it is currently 6:42 p.m. and I have no idea how I'm getting to the trailhead tomorrow. Okay, here's the story. This trailhead that I need to get to is down a road that in a typical summer, they close the road between like 9 and 5 or something like that and run just a shuttle. And it kind of runs from like the Mammoth Mountain base down this like windy road. And so I totally understand why they close the road, have it for shuttles. I have backpacked this area multiple times before, and what I have always done is get up really early and get my little booty down to the trailhead in my own car before the shuttles start, before they really open the road for the day. However, this year the road is under construction, so it is, from my understanding, completely closed on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those days there is no shuttle, no access whatsoever, from what I understand. However, the day I'm starting my backpacking trip is Thursday. So I was like, oh, bet the road is open. Fantastic. But the information that I was reading, I read it multiple times and I was like, do you know anything about what the heck is going on with this road? Because I'm a little bit confused by the verbiage of, the information they're providing. And he's like, yeah, we all are. So apparently, they kind of just make it up as they go. So it is possible that the road will open. Like right now, the road is like physically barred by a gate, from my understanding. And it's possible that someone will be there at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning to open the gates. And then I can drive my car down to the trailhead, which is what I prefer to do, because then when I get out of my trip, I can just go straight from the trailhead right in the parking lot to my car and just drive. And I feel better about my car being parked down there than in the Mammoth lot. Anyway, that might happen, but that's a might. So I'm going to plan for that, but there's also a very real possibility that the road doesn't open until 7, because on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I believe the road is open from 7 to 7, but then the shuttle starts at 9. So from 7 to 9, a car can drive in. At least that's what I understood. So that also might happen. And then the other thing that might happen that I really hope doesn't happen is that the shuttle starts running at 9, and that is the first access I can get. Because by that time, I'm probably not hitting the trail until 10, which means I don't start hiking until late morning, and I'm going to be hiking through some of the more challenging parts in the heat of the day. I want to stay out there for 2 nights. Am I going to be able to tackle the parts of the trail that I want to with enough time if I don't get started until late morning? I don't know. It's thrown the whole thing into a tizzy. I'm kind of stressed about it, and part of me is just kind of like, is it worth the stress? Should I just pull the plug? But then the other part of me is like, yeah, it's worth the stress. Just figure it out. So that part of me prevails. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just figure it out. This is it. Okay, I need to get down to this Agnew Meadows area, essentially, through this road. And that's what I don't know what's going to happen with that. And there's a parking area in this area. But it's a mystery right now. It's a mystery. Life is a mystery. mystery. Anyway, the other mystery is how I'm gonna get this and this with all the other stuff, because also I know people like PCT through hikers and stuff. They kind of like strap the can, usually it's the empty can, to the outside of their pack. Possibility. I just store stuff in here in my roof box for the sake of space saving. Aside from my snacks for day one, all of the food is in bear canister. There's still room, which is good, because all scented items need to go in there. And I will note, my jet boil is also in here. You don't necessarily have to put your stove in here, but you should put your fuel canister, because oddly bears are attracted to the scent of fuel. But things like my bug spray, my sunscreen, all of that will have to come live in here overnight. But I'm going to be using them during the day, so they're not going to be in there. However, I don't want this dead space like in my pack. So what I'm going to do is shove probably my camp clothes in here, because I don't need those till I get to camp. All right, we got sleeping bag, pillow cover, sleeping pad, tent, bear can, jet boil, spoon, food, warm layers, rain gear for mosquitoes, backup battery, headlamp, bug net. I think I got everything. And look, I have a little bit of space left over, so I can just fold this bad boy. Yeah, not too heavy. There's no water in here, but I'm only carrying 1 liter water, because there's plenty of water available, at least to start. All right, potty bag. Check. Sit pad. Check. Sunscreen. Bug spray. Check. Check. Day of snacks. There's a very specific reason I came on here this evening looking like a train wreck and being all chaotic and getting ready for this backpacking trip. And that's because I want to normalize the feelings of uncertainty, nerves, and chaos that can sometimes come with getting prepared for a backpacking trip. But in my experience, every single time, the moment my foot first strikes the trail, it all melts away and it becomes so well worth it. Although it may be adventuresome and exciting, it's also serene, peaceful, and so well worth it. So it is okay to feel the stress and to push through the stress of getting ready for these kinds of things, because it really, I think, just adds to the excitement of the experience and kind of helps with like the character building of the whole process. So I just kind of wanted to include this chaotic moment, because this is the real story. This is the real life. And I'm sure there will be plenty of serene beauty to follow, but I still have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow morning. So wish me luck and good night for now. I've driven past Mammoth Base and I'm at the road closure. As you can see, the road is closed. I'm back on the road. I'm behind several vehicles because people started lining up to get through the road closure when it opens, but they really started lining up at 6. So I think a lot of people thought that the road opened at 6, but the road opens at 7. So we're just sitting here and it seems like a lot of people are very surprised at all of this, which even if the communication was clear, I think 90% of people would be surprised. But for the fact that the communication is muddled, nobody knows what's going on, myself included. So I'm hoping at 7 that I'm actually able to drive through. Now, the person at the visitor center or welcome center told me that the shuttle starts at 9, but I did see a sign that the shuttle starts at 7, which is actually better because I was thinking 9 was kind of late, but now that I'm queued up here and the road doesn't open until 7, if for whatever reason I get turned around because they don't let me go through as a backpacker, then that means I have to go back to the base and I'll miss the 7 o'clock shuttle. So whatever time the next shuttle departs, it will be the soonest that I can go. I just want to get started early because it's going to get hot today. And I'm awake. I slept a total of like 3 hours last night. I think the logistics has me kind of stressed and I'm just like, what? Well, all of this stuff has been more chaotic than I had even anticipated. I'm still here waiting in line. It's 7:04. They did remove the road closed signs, but nobody's getting any access except what seems to be like the construction crews, some in company marked vehicles and others not. However, there's somebody coming. Just got word the queue will be going down at 7:30 down to the trailhead. So seems like it's okay for me to go down, which I'm happy about. So just chill out for another 25 minutes or so. There goes the first shuttle. So another person just came up to me and told me that backpackers have to take the shuttle. Of all the people that I've talked to so far, why did it take until 7:14 this morning for somebody to tell me that? That's where the shuttle leaves from, up there, but overnight campers have to park all the way down here. However, there's something I need to show you and something I need to tell you. See this vehicle? It's missing a window. Yeah, everything's just kind of going wrong. So that red truck, was broken into by a bear searching for food because a bear smelled food or scented items inside the vehicle. I'm going to let you guess whether or not you think the inside of my car might have some scents, body care items, food in the refrigerator, freezer. Yeah, it does. I live full time in my car. So if I park here, my vehicle most certainly will be broken into by a bear. So I guess I'm not going backpacking because in order to go backpacking, I have to park here. And there are no bear lockers here. And I have to walk up to the base, pay $15 for a shuttle, take it down to the trailhead, and then start hiking. And I guess I just wish more of this would have been communicated with me before.
Hi, it's editing me. I just want to hop on and accept some culpability in this, but also just talk about my general frustration.
I'm literally in such a bad mood right now that I'm just gonna go back to bed.
I was actually really mad when I was told that I had to take the shuttle because it wasn't my understanding that I needed to take the shuttle as a backpacker. However, that information is available online. It's just kind of buried. I don't know why that information is only filed under the exceptions to the shuttle section of the website. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but it is indeed published.
Okay, Grumpfest is over. I had a nap. I feel better now. Whoa. I can't believe a bear actually broke in. Like, I saw evidence of it. That freaks me out. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. My biggest fear out here on the road is not bears. Something happening to my home, my vehicle. I mean, I feel bad for whoever that happened to, whatever the situation was. But it looks like the bear just broke the passenger side window, which of course is annoying and expensive, but it could have been a lot worse. I know I've definitely seen on social media footage of bears getting into vehicles and just absolutely tearing everything apart, tearing the headliner down, ruining the seats, all of that stuff. And like, my car is my home. I run my content creation business out of here. Like everything, there's just a ton of things in here. Yeah, I just can't be parking in places like that. That's crazy. I've just been hanging out around this dispersed camping area for a little while, but I have this fully loaded backpack that is just calling my name, because although I was a little bit frustrated about the lack of clear information, in the end, what I was really feeling was disappointment of not going to see this beautiful lake and stay the night there like I had planned on. So I hopped back onto recreation.gov and was fortunately able to find a permit for entry tomorrow from the Bishop area. So I'm going to be headed down towards the Bishop area to stay the night and prep for my backpacking trip tomorrow morning. But I feel bad because all I've done so far in this video is yammer onto the camera. So I feel like we need to go explore something. This is really the best thing that I can do to reset my mental state as well.
I just gotta say, whether your day feels frustrating and complicated or disappointing, or it's just like nothing is going right, the best thing that I can do for myself is just to get outside. Which, yeah, I've been camping, but I've also spent a lot of time today working, editing, emails, all those kinds of shenanigans. And so this is a great time to just decompress and get some time in nature, feeling good again. Definitely lots and lots of downed trees in this area, but the trail is clear. I think this loop is about 1.5 miles. It's pretty flat, and so far, it's not exactly the most scenic trail Mammoth has to offer, but let's wait till we get to the craters to make a final assessment of that. We are approaching. Pretty excited. Whoa. Essentially what happened here is that magma heated the groundwater, which caused these steam vents to erupt and just basically explode the earth that was covering that heated water. And it happened in multiple locations and theorized to have happened in rapid succession about 550, 600 years ago. So pretty recent in geologic time. Double bars because erosion. We can see That first set is not really keeping us safe. The water is truly a very emerald color. It's incredible. Okay, it seems like maybe this is one too, but it doesn't have water in it. It certainly is just a big crater down there. This is where the trail continues. All right, we are almost back down to the car, and I think that we should go ahead and take off to Bishop. I've got a hankering for something that's been on my mind ever since I returned to California and remembered that it existed because I'd been away for so long that I forgot that this food that is probably my favorite fast food in California actually exists. And I think today's the perfect day to have it.
Something you won't even call.
Delicious. I had a taco salad, or they call it tostada salad with chicken. So good. But it's 98 degrees here in Bishop. So I'm gonna head up towards the trailhead, scout out some spots for camping, and hopefully in my next video you'll see a backpacking trip. Wish me luck on that one. Thank you so much for watching this chaotic day in my life. And I appreciate you being here. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.